Hello everyone. In today's presentation, we are going to talk about a groundbreaking invention in the field of construction, which not only have a various prospective side, but also it will help in our environment. And this is microalgae biocement. We are applying this project in the field of applied science. So without any further ado, we are directly diving into the project. Biocement is a type of cement that is produced through biological processes, often involve of the use of microorganism enzymes. It can be created through techniques such as enzyme-induced calcium carbonate precipitation (EICP) or MICP. This method leverages the process of calcium carbonate formation in this enzyme. So, the star of our today's project or the biocement is Chlorella vulgaris. It's a microalgae. Chlorella vulgaris is a single-cell non-motile organism. Diameter ranges from 2 to 10 micrometer. It has a high growth rate with relatively cheap growth medium for large-scale production in open reservoir ponds and photobioreactors, and for which reason we are using this Chlorella vulgaris. Now, the diagram we are seeing here is a schematic diagram of the experimental setup used to cultivate Chlorella vulgaris, and the B image shows the production of biocement. So now, coming to the part of the cultivation of this algae. For this cultivation, we need to prepare a nutrient-rich medium like bowl special medium to support microalgae growth. So what are the micronutrients for this reaction? We can use boric acid, then there is zinc sulfate heptahydrate, then molybdic acid, etc. And as a macronutrient, we have sodium nitrate, calcium chloride dihydrate, and sodium chloride. For harvesting, after 7 to 14 days of cultivation, the harvested microalgae use the method like centrifugation or filtration. Here, carbon dioxide and water reacts to produce carbonic acid. This carbonic acid further breaks down into bicarbonate, and this bicarbonate further breaks down into carbonate.
Here we introduce our main process, that is biomineralization process. We introduce the harvested Chlorella vulgaris into a solution containing urea and calcium ions, typically from calcium chloride.
Diving down to the biochemical reactions. Here in the part of urea hydrolysis, we can see the microalgae facilitates the hydrolysis of urea, producing ammonia and carbonate ion. The reaction is given in the slides. After that, we can see the calcium carbonate precipitation. Here, the carbonate ion further reacts with calcium ion to precipitate the calcium carbonate. Here, the reaction is provided in the slide below.
For the production of biocement, the precipitated calcium carbonate is then blended with traditional cement ingredients like sand and aggregates. Then, a small portion of Portland cement is added to act as a binder. After that, this mixture is molded into different dessert shapes to form bricks and blocks.
Here, the first chart represents the annual cement production coupled with carbon dioxide emission. Here we can see the emission by countries. In the second chart, we can see the parity plotting for biocement production. In terms of strength, biocement gives a good competition to the traditional cement. Biocement can exhibit up to 10 to 40 megapascal, and the traditional cement can exhibit 5 to 35 megapascal. It shows the strength of the biocement.
Calcium carbonate crystals enhance the binding properties of the cement matrix and reduce porosity, leading to a denser and more robust material.
Durability is another area where biocement excels. Biocement, with its dense and homogeneous structure, shows up to 50% better resistance to sulfate attack and 30% better resistance to carbonation. Biocement components can be broken down and reused with the new biocement mixtures, which is a proof of 100% recyclability.
From an economic standpoint, biocement is highly cost-effective. The production process consumes up to 50% less energy, which is required to manufacture the traditional cement. By incorporating the waste materials and reducing raw materials can cost up to 20%, biocement offers substantial cost savings portfolio. Additionally, the reduced energy requirements and lower emission can translate to lower operational cost, making biocement an economically viable alternative. What are the environmental benefits of biocement? Biocement production can cut CO2 emission by 70%. Secondly, it has a positive impact to cut down CO2 emission because while the microalgae cultivation, it can consume up to 1.8 kg of CO2 through sequester.